Welcome to the Metal Prognosis. My name is Lee, and on today's video, we're doing another hybrid setup. So we are going to be looking at the Dark Tree here by Pepers, which is a really cool company from New Zealand. And we're going to be matching that up with a digital interface with the ML Sound Labs Roots VST plugin, which is really cool. So what I'm keen to do is use the default settings of Root and purely using just what they have to offer in their program, and then to see how much the Dark Tree can actually enhance it and make a sound. So let's start plugging stuff in and start having some fun. All right, I've got everything plugged in, so let's have a look at this. So if we get a center track, go insert, go to, where are you hiding? Other, I think. Yep, Roots. Give ourselves some monitoring. Now, same issue as last time that I had with this, is it sounds decent straight off the bat. But I hate the hiss. So I just go to the pedal board, turn that on. And it sounds miles better. So we're definitely going to keep that noise gate on, which I still don't understand why they just didn't do that in the first place. Just have it engaged to start with. But we're here now, and we deal with what we've got, and this is what they've given us. So now the fun part, everything here, as we can see, is all at high noon. I mean, the preset's called high noon as well. Cab, what cab do they have turned on here? I don't know. Can't see, but whatever their default cabinet or IR they've got engaged is just that. So let's see if we can spruce this up a little bit now with the Dark Tree here. Give myself a little bit more volume too. So I've got the two settings here, the Dark Tree, which has its own little EQ boost and curve, so it turns off the low and high EQ thing there. Or we have the TC, which then, as you can guess, engages the EQs there. So let's just try it with the Dark Tree and just see straight off the bat what we get. That's awesome. So that's what Sound Labs has on offer on hand. But when we turn this on, that is many levels of awesomeness right there. But let's just have a quick muck around with the TC settings. So definitely, just a quick A/B, it definitely improves the sound on. So you can definitely hear a difference just by engaging it with the TC settings. But let's see if you just add a bit of high, take out a bit of low. All right, so we're actually starting to peak a little bit with our input here. So that's something to keep an eye on. So I'll just turn the volume down there a bit because I want to add more highs. Still peaking. sure it's peaking now, but hopefully it's not. That sounds pretty awesome too. So let's just quickly go back through the dark tree settings compared to the TC settings. Back to the TC. Both really cool, but both very different, which is, I did a video last time running it through the Harley Benton amp head, and that was the same conclusion I had. Both really cool, just different. And it's nice that you got two different options there. So. Both really, really cool. So let's do an A-B-C comparison just to see how they flow. So we'll go off, TC, and then dark tree settings. Now, the big question is, I don't think we need to muck around with it more. I mean, we could, but I really like what we've got at the moment. Is it better now to go with the dark tree settings or the TC settings? I say let's do a bit of both. I'm going to do a jam. We'll double up on the guitars. Then we'll quarter up on the guitars. So we'll do a double on the guitars. So two of them will have the TC settings. Then two will have the dark tree settings. So we get that bottom dynamic from the TC with the mix of the higher section of the dark tree. And then we'll add bass and drums and see how it all sounds all mixed in together. Because I think that could be very interesting and fun. It's going to be fun. So let's do it. Sit back, relax. I have no idea how close I am to the camera or how this is looking. Hopefully I'm not poking anyone's eye out. And we'll have a jam and have a chat about it on the other side. Time for some final thoughts of matching up the dark tree here with the Amped Roots plugin by ML Sound Labs. My very first impression through all this, by adding this on, is very cool. Very, very cool. And it's really exciting the type of different sounds that we can get from it, purely based on the default settings that they offer us. So everything in the box there. The only thing we did change, which you saw at the very start, was adding in the noise gate they had there, because the hiss is just a little bit frustrating when they could have just engaged that to start with and no one would ever know any difference. It would have been good. The two different settings we had on here, the dark tree and the TC settings, I loved blending both of them for the jam. I think that this pedal has a lot to offer in that regards, where The TC one, getting that nice bottom dynamic and kind of a richish type of top end. I mean, we push the top end a hell of a lot, which is fine, which is good, because that's how I like it with low tuning, because this is in drop G, my Onsme guitar here. So pulling back on the bass a bit on the low end and pushing the highs a lot more to help clean it up and tighten it up worked an absolute treat. And then using the DET, the dark tree settings, which disengages the EQs here and has its own little EQ curve that they've built in here, because it was a lot more sharper, and definitely the bottom dynamic was changed a lot more. It pretty much dug that all away. But it was a lot more aggressive and a lot more pushy and punchy in the top end, which I love. I love that blade type of sound. So to have those two just to blend in and mix purely based on characteristics was it was amazing. It was a really nice pleasure being able to do that, and really easy to do. To think while I was doing the mix down of, if I had the TC one here and the dark tree on this side, it was just a case of, I need a bit more aggressive, I'll just push it up a bit, or a little bit too much, so I bring it back down, or try find that nice balance between them just by writing the faders on my mixing console there. So that was really, really cool. Now, as much as we're highlighting this pedal here, we also got to give some credit to the Roots VST plugin there. Just the default there without adding any third-party IR cabinets or anything like that. The sound that you get off that with everything just put at high noon is still pretty rad. And the fact that we can alter it and change it that much to get the end sound that we got is absolutely amazing. And also to keep in mind, that is free. That is a free plugin that they give you. There's other amps that you can get with it that if you pay for it, you get accessibility to it. I don't know if there's any more cabs you get from it, I'm not quite sure, but you definitely get a lot more if you pay for it. But just what they've given you there, being the EVH style of amp head, I think it's brilliant. And the fact that we can do a hybrid setup and add a pretty rad pedal like this by Pepers from New Zealand and get that characteristics and that type of sound and tone out of it, and as you saw, really, really easily and quickly, I think it's amazing. So yay to technology and yay to everything on where sound is really taking us, because I don't feel like we could have done this 20 years ago or anything earlier than that. But now with how everything's going, we can come up with some really, really cool and interesting and unique hybrid type of setups. So that was heaps of fun putting together. I had a blast doing this, and especially with the end results, I'm wrapped on how it sounded in the end. But definitely keen for your thoughts. So like every other YouTube video out there, comments below. And thank you very much for joining me in this conversation. And also got a little Piper down there. It's just likes to chill with us here and there. As much as she likes to hop up on the table, I'm glad she didn't, because that would have been very distracting in this video. But she has a little spot there she likes to chill out. So thank you very much again for joining me in this video, and I really look forward to chatting with you next time. And until next time, please stay safe.